Drag them in the hallway. Not all over, scattered everywhere. So I can take y'all to the thing. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Now my tablet don't want to come on. I don't need you right now. Good morning, everyone. I don't want to keep you all that long. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I don't want to keep y'all that long. Get y'all in and get in and get on out of here. Hopefully, I'm running behind. About 3 minutes. I think it was 48 when I got on. But I'm gonna do the live till 11. So it's almost 10 because I got on at 9:45. So I'll try to do it till 11. Good morning, Rahul Silvestri. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. If y'all would like to support my channel, you can support by super stickers and super chats. I'm going to set my goal for 5 today. So if you all would like to support, all you have to do is hit the $sign and you can support the chat that way. So good morning to everyone. We have a very interesting topic here. I don't know if you all know, but a lot of changes are getting ready to come to YouTube about how content creators use information. You know how a lot of times, yeah, happy Wednesday, it's hump day already. They was talking about how when we, like, if we share a video and we share the video, but if it's not our original content, we won't get paid for it. We could use it, but if it's somebody else's work, you know, a lot of times other people put in the work to put their thumbnails together, to put their videos and things together. So everything, even though it say fair use, so even if I do a video or talk about something, I probably won't be actually putting the actual video in the screen because I don't want my channel to be flagged where I'm not able to get monetized for the information that I'm using. But I'm not sure how many of you had an MRI before. If you had an MRI before, put a 1 in the chat. And if you haven't never had one, put a 2 in the chat. So as you come in, you're gonna put a 1 in the chat if you have had an MRI, a 2 in the chat if you never had a MRI. So we still giving everyone opportunity and a chance to get in the chat. Make sure you tap the button as you come in to support the channel. As you come in, tap the screen. Tap the screen. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Jazz. Y'all, like I said, if you would like to support the channel with super stickers, I'm setting my goal for 5 this morning. So if you're able to support the channel, do so that way. That helps to for the algorithm to show your support. And make sure you share however you like, comment, share, so we can definitely engage to push the content out in the algorithm, and that's your way of supporting me as well. Put a 1 in the chat as you come in. I have 20 people in here. I have 20 people in my community right now. If you all would like to, if you can't, make sure you hit the thumbs up to support the channel. I don't know, my tablet not coming on. Good morning, everyone. How everyone is doing. You know, we got to check on that mental health. We definitely got to check on that mental health. If you are not following me over on TikTok, y'all make sure y'all get over there to TikTok. Right, Carl? We definitely be having a good time over there as well. Because, you know, here on YouTube, you can't play music. Your page it'll get copy struck and all of that. So, good morning, Sophia. If I didn't see you come in, good morning to you. So my goal set today is 5. So I'm setting my goal at 5. So if you all would like to support me with super stickers or super chats, I would love to reach my goal today. Oh, TikTok is lit. We definitely be litty over there. I gotta figure out what I'm doing because I keep getting my page keep getting restricted. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm not doing nothing. Good morning, good morning. My tablet not charging. If you had an MRI before, make sure you put 1 in the chat. And if you haven't had an MRI before, put a 2 in the chat. It looks like we have a lot of 1s in the chat. I've had one before. So as you come in, make sure you put a 1 if you had an MRI, or a 2 if you never had one. So as you come in the chat, make sure you put a 1 or a 2 in the chat. I got to try to find something so I can get this story going, because my tablet, these kids just won't leave my stuff alone. Like, I believe it's completely dead. I should have charged this last night like I started to. Drop in the chat how you feeling this morning. How are you feeling? Are you happy, sad, feeling great, feeling marvelous? How you feeling? No matter how you feeling, all feelings matter. I'm feeling amazing. I try to feel more amazing than anything. So I try to have more good days than bad days. So I surround myself around being happy all the time. So you could pretty much create your bubble, your world. If you want to be in a atmosphere of chaos, that's what it'll be. If you surround yourself around chaos, that's what it'll be. If you surround yourself around peace, that's what it'll be. If you surround yourself around happiness, that's what it'll be. No matter what is going on, things can be going on around you, but only you can create those things. Under two, right? We got another tool in here. You create your world and what you want your atmosphere to feel like. how your day, your energy. So you control all of that. You control what you want to be with you. At some point in life, you have to learn how to create that for yourself, because you know what works for you. You know what works for your mental. See me, I'm a person like, when it comes to my mental, I definitely have to protect my mental, because I'm an individual. I don't suppress good. I never was a person that suppressed. I don't know how to suppress my feelings. I know how to control them, but I don't know how to suppress them. So I don't suppress good. I'm more of a person. I'm outspoken. So if I feel like something ain't right, I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna wait to say it. I'm gonna say how I feel. I'm gonna say how I feel. If I feel like somebody's saying something disrespectful, I'm not gonna wait and hold that stuff in me and be like, I ain't gonna say nothing. That's not me. Cause I don't want to leave from out the midst of wherever I'm at where I couldn't address what was going on. See, I like to, your feelings, my feelings are neutral. Okay. I don't like to, you know, leave from a situation to be like, dang, I should have said something, or I could have, should have said something. You know what I'm saying? Because that way, when you allow yourself to speak up and speak out, it don't give people the freedom to disrespect you. And I feel like when you allow yourself to suppress, and if you don't check the situation then, or you don't check that temperature right then and there, people feel like they can step on you, they can run on you. They got this thing they got. Oh, be the bigger person. Oh, you bigger than that. Okay, but the person knew I was a bigger person. They knew I was better than that, bigger than that. So if you know why I have to be the bigger person in a situation. You get what I'm saying? So, and then it's like, once you speak up or once you say something, it was like, oh, then you turn into the bad guy. You get what I'm saying? Then you turn into the villain. But they don't see no wrong in it. So we live in a world now where people don't respect boundaries anymore. They don't have morals, and they don't like to respect. It's like, I can say what I want to say, you know? And that's not how life works. So we're here to make sure this channel is a safe space. Terry, can you put the disclaimer in here for me, please? Thank you. You know, it's safe here. We respectful here. We respect one another. We respect, each other's opinions, and we all have our opinion on things. And then we could come to see, when you have an opinion, I have an opinion. I may not see it the way you see it, or you may not see it the way I see it. But once we analyze the situation, I'm sure we could come to some type of common ground, and that way we could leave and say, I didn't see it that way, or I ain't see it that way, and we could come to some type of common ground that at some point we will come in agreement. Thank you, Terry. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in the favor of fair use. And like I said, YouTube, I seen another content creator. They was talking about how YouTube is making a lot of changes on how content creators use information. So I think it's supposed to take place around August. So what I want to do, I want to already get in that what word? I want to get into the habit. That's what I want to say. I want to get into the habit now, to making sure I'm following all, the guidelines, the guidelines of, what, YouTube is asking. So I don't want to wait to do those things. I'd rather correct anything that I'm doing wrong. I'd rather start correcting those things now. So everything that they're asking not to do, I want to start. I don't want to wait, because it's like you could correct habits. So, like I stated, a lot of times when we plan different things, recording, it was talking about you can't really put it in the camera. So, I want to start doing that now. I may read off some things. If they posting something crazy, um, just take them out. If you're coming in, I have 8 thumbs up. Good morning, Pammy Pooh. I ain't seen you in a while. How you doing? How you doing? Um, Let me know if y'all can hear me because people already call me through my messages and stuff. Like I said, let me know if y'all can hear me. We're talking about somebody just tried to come call through and sometimes it'll knock my thing out. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Or can you hear me? Terry, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. So as you all come in, you see the title. You see the title talking about the husband tragically lost his life. His wife had a visit. So as you come in, put a 1 in the chat if you had an MRI. Put a 2 in the chat if you never had an MRI. And I actually, because of this incident here, the tragedy, prayers to the wife, prayers to the family, I never knew that those machines can actually suck you in. I never knew that. So if you had an MRI before, put a 1 in the chat. And if you never had an MRI, put a 2 in the chat. And like I said, I set my goal for 5. If you would like to support me during this time of my content, video react, you most definitely can do super stickers and super chats. So my goal is 5 today. So hey Jaja, um, tell Kenzie let me hold her tablet right quick because my tablet won't is not charging. I don't know why it's not charging. That's why I don't be wanting y'all touching my stuff. If you had an MRI, put a 1 in the chat. Mine would be a 1. I have 16 people in the room. Just tell her to let me hold her tablet. What her password is. I need to look up something right quick. As soon as I get this. So y'all make sure. She said it's dead. Bring it here. Is Mega tablet charged? Uh, or it's with it's somebody tablet under my bed. Where Mega phone at? Girl, I can't see nothing on that thing. Oh my God. You gotta don't get on my thing. Oh, that was another thing too. They was put your code in. They was talking about how you legacy birthday 10/10/23. Come on, do it. Put it in. That's not legacy birthday. Legacy birthday is the August the 10th. That's why I put 10th. Oh. And they was talking about children being in your videos too. Y'all know they frozen the loan forgiveness. So I'm glad I got my stuff in time. For like if you've been to college, you know, with your fees, they had the loan forgiveness thing where you got to do the application and all that. So I got mine straightened out. I made sure I got on to that. And now they say eventually they're gonna unfreeze it, but they have unfreeze. It's froze now. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Terry, this morning for my first one. My goal is set at 5. So if you all would like to, so let's get into it. We're gonna be respectful here. Make sure Israel, good morning. Make sure we watch our language because I don't want my page flagged. So make sure we respectful in every manner, respectful of one another. But like I said, let me pull it up. Man. The man that was pulled into the MRI machine. So I'm not sure if you all heard about that. So if you had an MRI done, put a 1 in the chat. If you never had an MRI done, put a 2. So basically, the gentleman was wearing a heavy metallic. They call it a metallic. Say man wearing a heavy metallic necklace was unalive after being sucked into a MR machine. So I'm gonna play a few short clips. You make sure I'm not gonna put the video in the camera. I'm not gonna put it in that because, like I said, YouTube's supposed to be making a lot of changes, and I know it's fair use, but I want to get in the habit now of what content I share and how I share it. So let's listen. And the credit goes to Madeline Harper, and this is the wife. She's gonna tell the story. It's a commercial. Okay, hold on. Kids, you hooked up to some headphones?
Oh, you remember the thing is stuck?
What thing stuck?
Um,
Oh, so it ain't no volume?
Forgot.
Oh. All right, y'all, no volume. So I'm going to have to read it. It says a 60-year-old man has lost. I'm going to paraphrase. I'm going to use my own words and certain words to kind of change it a little bit. Okay, it say a 60-year-old man has lost his life after he was sucked into a magnet. So what I just did, like say for instance, if I was writing a paper and I'm using these words for word, it would call plagiarism. So you just got to know how to not plagiarize. So a 61-year-old man has lost his life after he was sucked into a magnetic resonance imaging MRI machine. So basically MRI, the acronym MRI is a magnetic resonance imaging machine at a medical center while he was wearing a heavy metallic necklace. The man entered a room at the NASA MRI in New York, Long Island, without permission. So for number one, that was flag number one. He went into that area. Good morning, Lasonda. So number one, first thing he had on a jury, and if you come in, put a 1 if you had an MRI or 2 if you haven't. For number one, if you had an MRI, you would know. Let me finish reading, then we'll get into it. Okay, the man entered a room at this facility without permission as the MRI machine was running. This is what the county department said. His wife told local media she had called him into the MRI room after her scan, and his chain necklace caused him to hurtle towards the machine when he walked in. So that means it was some force going on. Officials say the incident resulted in a medical episode and the man was later pronounced unalive. MRI machines use strong magnetic field to produce detailed images. Patients are typically asked to remove metal items, which that's true, and change out of their clothes before undergoing MRI scans or going near the machine. So if you had an MRI, make sure you put a 1. If you never had one, put a 2. And those of you that had the MRI, we understand that these are the correct procedures. They do not allow you. They make sure any jewelry, I don't care what type of jewelry, nose piercing, you can have body piercings, wherever you got them at. You have to take off all your jewelry And when you take off your jewelry, you put it in a secure little box. They give you something to put it in, and they give you a key to lock it up, and you hang it on. You don't even take the key with you. So they make sure all your jewelry is marked off, all your jewelry that you have, you never go in there. I was traumatized with my MRI because I'm claustrophobic. I don't like to be closed in. I feel like when I got inside of that machine, I felt like I was close near to being unalive in that machine. It's something about that machine, but I never knew this until this situation right here. That if so that they were even saying like when you in there, even if it's not on. So I didn't even know that that magnetic machine was so forceful like that. One, I just had one last week, and they made me take everything off my bra, earrings, yup, everything. Lysandra said, "Good morning, everyone," and those of us, good morning, and those of us that know that we had those MRIs, now we understand. If we didn't know, we know now why they tell us to take all these jury, and his jury was, so that force of that, so if it was metallic, we knew it wasn't real. So depending on how big it is, and that magnetic force snatched him and pulled him, and you already know when you going inside that machine like that. So the thing say it pulled him soon as he walked in the room. So number two, he was in an area that was prohibited, that he went in an area. So now that the place, the medical center, is not at fault, because he was never supposed to be in that area, in that, in that, because they will let you know. They ask you, they would never put him in that situation like that. And the wife called him in there because they said because she was done. She was inpatient, allegedly. She was inpatient. She didn't give the doctors them time enough to come in and get her off the bed. You get what I'm saying? So she was, from allegedly from the story, she called him in there to help her um get off the bed, which he was not supposed to be in that area. They even asked me, do I have any metal in my body? Wow. So like some people have pacemakers. You have some people that go through like they get knee repairs, they get different hip repairs. So they have foreign objects inside of metal, foreign objects inside of their bodies, that they know they have to ask those questions, because they know they ask those questions for a reason. But I never knew. But what they don't tell you, they don't tell people that if you have these things going on, that you can literally lose your life with one of these machines. And I never knew that until now. I never knew that these machines can suck you in. I know they pull you in on it, but I ain't know it do all that. So for those of you that may be in a situation that you may need a MRI done, make sure, a lot of times people that be in car accidents, or if they have falls and things like that, they will have them going to those places. They also have MRIs where you can stand up in them if you're a person that don't like to be closed in, because I had a whole panic attack in one of those machines, and it was like, y'all got to come and get me up out of here. Oh, excuse me. So that was very, kids, come do this again. I think this is what you put in there. Let me see. Let me finish reading. It's the male victim was wearing a large, no, wait a minute. MRI machines use a strong magnetic field to produce detailed images. Patients are typically asked to remove metal items and change. Hey, with all that loud talking back there. Patients are typically asked to remove metal items and change out of their clothes before undergoing MRI scans or going near the machine. The male victim was wearing a large metallic chain around his neck, causing him to be drawn into the machine, which resulted in a medical episode, says the Nassau County, which investigated the incident. Though police have not named the victim, McAllister told local television station 112 that it was her husband, Keith, who was unalive. He waved goodbye to me, and then his body went limp, she said. Ain't that something? Somewhat, Lasonda. I need to go do my trainings because I haven't even started none of my trainings. She said her husband waved goodbye. This lady say her husband, like, did he feel the force of it pulling him in, and he waved good. She said he waved goodbye. Do you think he probably maybe she thought he was? Because it's something pulling me. I don't think I will be waving goodbye. So maybe she thought he was waving goodbye. Maybe when it pulled him in, his hands probably went to flinging. So that's what I don't know. But I don't think he would have been waving goodbye. Maybe she just thought he was waving goodbye. He waved goodbye to me, then his whole body went limp, she said. Miss McAllister said she was getting an MRI scan on her knee and asked her husband to come in to help her get up afterwards. She said he was wearing a 20-pound chain with a lock that he used for weight training. Whoa. A 20-pound chain with a lock that he used for weight training. That's heavy. That's even strong. That's do y'all understand the force of this machine to pull him wearing a 20-pound lock on his neck? At that instant, the machine switched him around, pulled him in, and he hit the MRI, she said. It twitched him. It switched him around and pulled him in. Good morning, everyone speaking. I'm at work, so I'll be listening. Okay, Lasonda. Oh my God, y'all. That's horrific. Mackenzie, I need you again. Let me see what you did. Let me watch what you did. Okay, put it in. Go slow. Yeah, it ain't her birthday ain't 20. Her birthday on the 10th. Um I couldn't imagine that. Okay, let me finish reading. Miss Alice McAllister said the visit on July the 16th was not her and her husband first time at the MR facility. It was also not the first time that the employee had seen her husband weight that he used for training, she said. So basically she's saying that the husband and her, the wife saying here in her statement that her and the husband has been to this facility before, and that the husband has always wore this chain, and that the nurses there, the employees there, was very well aware. Allegedly, they were aware that of the chain. Had seen the weights that he used for training, she said. She claimed an employee and her husband previously had a conversation about it before. Oh, that's a big chain. McAllister said the technician tried to pull her husband away from the machine. I'm saying, could you turn off the machine? She called. She said, call 911, do something. Turn this dang thing off. But I was seeing in another thing that they were saying that they can't turn it off. And I'll get into that. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, MR machines have magnetic fields that will attract magnetic objects of all sizes. Key mobile phones, that's why they take your phones from you, and even oxygen tanks, which may cause damage to the scanner or injury to the patient or medical professional if those objects become projectiles. So that means when the machine pulls this, it becomes projectile. So if it's a phone or oxygen machine, the chain that was is used as a projectile, and it will, it could cause a lot of harm or even unalive. In 2021, alleged this in an article. In 2021, a 6-year-old boy died unalive of a fractured skull at a medical center while undergoing an MRI exam after its powerful magnetic force propelled an oxygen tank across the room. Oh, wow. So that means whoever was with the child probably had a oxygen tank, and it used it. It was like a propel, so it pulled it, gravity, it pulled, and it hit the kid. I'm gonna Google why they can't turn the machine off. So y'all make sure y'all put in the chat y'all input. I have my goal set at 5. I have 4 to go. So if you're able to support the channel, you can do so with super stickers, super chats. So if you would like to support the channel. So the goal is set at 5. So I set my goal at 5. So if I can get 4 more, I would gladly appreciate it. Why? Make sure y'all drop in the chat y'all opinions, y'all thoughts on this situation. Is it informational, informative to you? Did you know any of these things? Some of the stuff I didn't know. I do know that you have to come out your items, but I did not know the magnitude and the strength of this machine. I didn't know that these are the reasons why they tell you to take these items off, or the reason why certain items cannot come in that area. So by this story, that's how I'm learning. But I never knew any of this. I never knew any of this. So make sure y'all drop in the chat, engage in the comments. Make sure your thoughts, your opinions does matter here. Why not? Why technicians? Why technicians? And make sure y'all go support my channel. Cannot turn off MRI. So let's why MRI machines never turned off. MRI machines, also known as magnetic resonance imaging machines, are indeed rarely turned off completely. There are several reasons for this. Okay, why? Why are they? Thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all for the hearts. You need, okay, it say, why is it, no, we don't want to know why it's expensive. We want to know why they never turn off. The MRI system itself is normally kept at standby, not really on or off. The problem is that this type of hardware works with high power coils. Discovered, but I seen something. Resistive electronic magnet scanners in theory can be turned off. However, it may take 30 to 60 minutes for the magnetic field to stabilize. Oh, so that's probably why they don't turn it off. It say, however, it may take. So if they turn it off, and if they have other, patients coming in to get, for every time somebody's getting a MRI, it will take at least to 30 to 60 minutes for the magnetic fields to stabilize after being off. So basically, they never really turn these things off. This means no person. The MRI is always on. This means no person is allowed to enter the MR scan room without clearance and permission from a certified technologist. So the man, Mr. McAllister, he definitely didn't have clearance, and he definitely didn't have permission to go in that area. So being that he allowed himself to go in an area that was not authorized for him to be there, it cost him his life. So when you see things say prohibited, do not enter, um, you got to follow the rules. You have to follow the rules. And me, it's like I'm just saying allegedly my opinion. It's like I could hear the wife. She could, just by looking at the picture, she probably being very impatient. Probably telling her husband, I ain't got time. Just being impatient and just being an old little grouchy grouch, and not and excusing all the rules that are set in place, and telling her husband, come in here and help me. Come help me out this thing. I'm ready to go. They take it too long. Because as you know, if you've never got an MRI, like a few of us in the chat did say, they put a one in the chat. They said they had an MRI. Once they done with the MRI, they have to clear it, and then they will send a technician in to come in, and they will help you once they go over your scans and looking at everything. And I think that's what it was. I think probably the wife was very much being not being patient. What's up, Auntie Monica? We just said if you had an MRI, you drop a one. If you never had an MRI, drop a two. So basically, it was said that the magnetic force of the machine, they never turn this machine off, because if they cut this machine off, it will take 30 to 60 seconds, 30 minutes, not seconds, 30 to 60 minutes to get this machine back and doing what it properly need to do. So you have to always be cleared to go in that room. No one is prohibited to go in that area. The man didn't have permission to go in that area. His wife called him in. So I'm thinking, like I was saying earlier, I think she was being impatient, ready to go. And my thing is, that's not her first time. It's not your first time getting this. So you calling your husband in that, and even though she stated that the technicians have joked around with the husband, they have seen the necklace on his neck before, but they never said nothing, and they probably just joked about it, but probably never thought that he would just go in that area without their permission. Yes, honey, they stress me out too, honey. So she said her She said her husband waved at her. And I'm trying to figure out how, it ain't funny, but I'm trying to imagine this thing pulling him, spinning him around, and he waving at her goodbye before he gets sucked in. I'm trying to, can y'all imagine that? Do y'all think he was waving goodbye to her? I don't know. That's what she said. It ain't funny, but I can't imagine me being sucked in and me just looking at somebody like waving goodbye. I don't know. Maybe that was his way of saying that they could have been talking. They could have been talking as this thing pulling him in. He could have been like, oh my God, baby, this thing pulling me in and waving goodbye because he probably knew that something real bad, tragic was going to happen. But I just don't see him waving at her goodbye because it said it pulled him and it spent him around and then it pulled him in. Or maybe they could have had a conversation doing when he walked in the room and he felt the force of it spinning. And I'm trying to figure out, well, what she was when it, because he was trying to help her. I wonder was she still on the machine when he got pulled in. Yeah. But then I'm still trying to think if she was on the bed doing the MRI seems to be the longest thing in your life without moving. And if you move, they have to start all over again. That's a lot. It's definitely a lot. But she called him in. She called him in to help her get off the MRI machine. So I'm trying to think, was she still on the machine when he walked in the room? Cause she was getting her knee done. She got an MRI on her knee. But it was saying that he walked in the room. So I'm thinking, was she still when it pulled him in and sucked him in the thing? Was she still? They said it pulled him into the machine and slammed him into it. And say the thing, the chain that was around his neck, the weight thing weighed 20 pounds. So with that force, because it's a magnetic, that force, that was a hard force. He was tired of waiting. Oh, he was tired of waiting, or she was tired of waiting. So he was tired of waiting. And by him being impatient, because I thought it was her probably allegedly being tired, being impatient, not waiting on the technician, he took it upon himself to get her off the machine so they could go, but it cost him his life. That's why we have to always check this. What was his attitude before coming out? He will he I think and said, let's go. I'm scared of MRI. Pray I know. Yeah, it's like you going to this machine and it's like it's like it feel like I thought I was in a casket. One, oh, two, oh. I thought I was in a he had a meeting. Oh wow. That's hard though. That's the wrong meeting. And not that way. I want to know where the wife was when this happened. Let me see, wife experience. Turn that light off back down. Hold on, y'all. Wife of man. I can't pull this up. I have to read it. A Nassau County woman is recalling the harrowing experience of her husband being pulled into an MRI machine by the metal chain around his neck. She was He was critically injured when he was pulled into the machine and later lost his life from injuries. Mm, transcript. I'm trying to. I was trying to pull up these transcripts, but yeah, they have a thing on the door not to come in there. Yes, they do. Did it say that he was the one that was not being patient? That's my thing is, was it him or was it her? We learn so much. Like we people don't want to be patient. They so impatient that it's not even worth your life, you know? I feel sorry for the wife that she will have to, remember this situation, with her husband in that situation. One thing about it, we all going to die. One day we just don't know how, when or how. Yeah, but I don't want to lose my life over foolishness when you have common sense, when you know right from wrong. I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? I know we all got to leave here, but leave it in a way that you're not using your common sense. That's why it's so important with your mental and just not like you was talking earlier, Auntie. Like he had a meeting, he was in a rush, but didn't even probably being impatient. But even in that moment, I still feel like you still have a choice in it. You get what I'm saying? I know you can't control things, but for him to just, that's I don't know. Especially if he's never done it. Hi, Stephen. Good morning. Stephen, if you've had an MRI, we talking about the gentleman that was unalive that was sucked into the MRI machine. And tragically he lost his life during a visit. His wife was getting an MRI done and he had a metallic necklace around his neck with a lock. And when he walked in the room, the machine sucked him in. And from his injuries, he lost his life. So, all right, y'all. I've set a goal today. My goal was 5 super chats, and like I said, if you all are able to support the channel, my goal is I set the goal for 5. I have one. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate you. If you would like to support my channel, support me. Yeah, this is sad. This is a sad situation. This definitely a sad. And I also think inf- it's good to know. These things are good to know because what I'm what I'm learning about the MRI machine now, I never knew any of that. Which if you had one, you can't enter the room. They tell you follow everything that they tell you. Make sure if you someone you need an MRI, you just need to get it done. Be truthful about it. If you have a pacemaker, if you have any type of metal in your body, don't go in the because you need something done or you want something done, you be truthful about it because it could cost you your life. It could cost you your life because of a misunderstanding or misleading information. So this is something that makes sure you truth. truthful. Be truthful about everything. If you don't have surgeries, if you have, metal plates and different things in your body and foreign objects in your body, you make sure you're truthful about those things. Tell the truth. Don't leave it out. Don't be that one that's impatient. Oh, I'm gonna go in here because I'm gonna do what I want to do. You find people that they stuck in their ways and nobody can't tell them nothing and they think they know everything, and when you got to obey the laws and the rules of the land. You just can't go around just breaking rules and breaking law. There's consequences. There are consequences. Just because you are an adult, it does not give you the right to break rules and break laws. You still have to abide by rules and laws. 40 Boom, good morning. I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you? You can't go around just doing what you want to do. If a sign say do not enter, don't do not enter. There's a reason why I say do not enter. It's a reason why you're prohibited to go behind this line. It's a reason they said you can't enter into this room. There are reasons why they tell you certain things that you can't do. They don't get into they didn't really break it down like a fraction of him, even though you come there, you're there supportive of your wife, but it didn't give you the right to go behind that area, that restricted area that you was not supposed to go behind. But because you was allegedly, if you was impatient or if she was impatient. And then the thing about it, this wasn't y'all first rodeo. It wasn't their first time doing this. So they know that once they do the scanning, they know they're gonna have to lay on the table before the technicians come in to safely say, hey, come on, let's get off. To make sure that you entering out, exiting out safe, you know? Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Thank you for the support. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm doing good, just working. Oh, okay. Awesome. I'm still on vacation. I got like a few more days. What? I go back on the 8th. I go back to work. And all the fun will be over. All my fun, all my shenanigans will be over with. So, but yeah, like, it's a sad situation. So it doesn't matter. The same way we teach our children how to follow rules, don't break rules. It's the same for us as an adult. Even in adulthood, there's still rules. There's still things that's set in place. If you run a red light, sometimes I'm guilty, but anyways, something can happen. And sadly, it cost this gentleman, 61-year-old gentleman, it cost him his life because he didn't want to follow rules. He felt like he was above the rules. And he probably didn't have thinking that just because she was finished, he probably didn't understand that machine. He was uneducated about that magnetic Renaissance imaging machine. He was not educated about it. I didn't know that the machine don't cut off. I didn't know it's actually a magnet, a powerful magnet that can suck you in and that can pull you in. I didn't know that either. And I'm sure that this story gonna help so many people that probably never even knew that. You go take your jewelry off. They tell you these things, but they don't tell you everything. Cause I never knew that. Did y'all know that? Drop a 1 in the chat if you knew that, and drop a 2 if you didn't know. I'ma put a 1. I didn't know that. I didn't know that machine didn't turn off, and I didn't know that the force of that machine could do that to you. I never knew that. So it's all new to me. And like I said, it's all educational purposes. Like we say, this educational purposes moving forward for anybody. For me, you, moving forward. This situation educated us on this. Our eyes was once, we was blind to something. Now our eyes are open to something. So that means something was revealed, something that did, like God said, there's nothing new up under the sun. Nothing that's hidden won't be revealed. So even in this situation, something was revealed, something that we didn't know. Because I definitely didn't know. So one, if you knew, two, if you didn't know. Me, I'm gonna go with two. I didn't know. I didn't know. And I'm sure the numbers are higher than this. And I know it's a few of us in this chat, but those of you that may come in and may enter into the chat later on replay, I'm sure there are going to be a lot of tools in here. There's definitely going to be a lot of tools in here because I didn't know and you all definitely didn't know. None of us knew. So I'm sure that the number of not knowing is going to be very high. It's gonna definitely be high. I thought this was a good story to really talk about. I had called my auntie. I was like, I want to talk about the MRI. I say, you think that'll be a good one? She was like, yeah, I think that'll be a good one to talk about. She was like, because a lot of people, not a lot, but some people have had them and some people that haven't had them. So those of you that haven't had them, so now you already coming into, if you need an MRI, you already know the do's and don'ts. If you bring someone with you, you need to let them know, hey, it's a story out there. You don't come behind this line. You don't enter in here because it could be, it could cost you your life. I know now. I know, right? So even if you had someone with you there to support you in that situation, now it's like everybody know now. Everybody don't know. Good morning, Ekis. I think I said it right. But yeah, this is a good one. I wish I could play the videos. But like I said, I have to be very mindful of how I share things now on YouTube. I think in August they're gonna be doing a lot of changes of how content creators share information. Like how we'll do a video if it's not your video. Like if you didn't put a video, even though it's fair use, but they're supposed to be making a lot of changes. I have another story I'm gonna do tomorrow. Um, but I'm gonna save it. I ain't gonna put it out there yet. I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow. So I think this will be it's like a 7-minute clip. Um, and I think it's gonna be a good one. So we'll talk about that. Did you all see prayers up to Jamal? Remember, thank you for sharing the story. No problem, Tim. Thank you. It definitely was a good one. Prayers up to Jamal, the one that was on the Huxtables. The accident he was in, he was 54 and drowned. He was in Costa Rica. I really don't know the full details of the story, what happened, but they were trying to say he had a podcast, and leading into the podcast, it's like some things, that they say that when things be going on behind the scene that they already know when because of the things that he was talking about or something like that. So I really don't know the full details of that. But it's like a shocker, but it's like it's not really giving no it's not giving no, you know what I'm saying? It's not they're not really talking about it. It's like they're talking about it, but it's like, but you don't really hear a lot. But prayers up, and it's sad. He was on a vacation with his family, so I know that was hard for his family. So not sure why he was in the water, and we know those waters when you go into those different countries and visiting like Costa Rica, when you going like to Mexico, when you going to Bahamas, their waters are different. They have a lot of rip currents. They have a lot of rip tides and rip currents. Good morning, Nola. In their waters. So that's why I don't really get in water like that because you can't see rip currents. And if you're not aware of them and what it looked like, they say what happens, the ripples and then the water spreads. It's like it's a straight line. So I wouldn't. That's why I don't get in water. I don't play around that water like that, you know? Especially when I can't see it. Mm-mm. Them big waves, and I know it look fun, and you know when you come from different cities that you're not used to the big waves, and you know just seeing all that right there. They could keep the big waves. I could stand on the sand and watch the big waves. I'm not going out there in that water. I'm sure he was probably a good swimmer, but just because you're an experienced swimmer and a good swimmer, it don't mean when it comes to nature, water, water is strong. And we have seen what water can do. We've seen water move houses, trailers, buildings, and anything, whole foundations. So that force of that water ain't nothing to be played with. So we shouldn't be going to the Bahamas tomorrow. I didn't say that. I did not say that. I'm not gonna tell you you should go. Now, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you don't know the waters, like me, I went to a beach. The water was real pretty. I could see the water, but I just stayed where I know. But they had it in the Bahamas. They have like a little area where they got it blocked off. You don't be out there in the ocean. Like you don't be out there where all that at. So they do have their own little beach thing. That's not what I'm saying. You gonna have you a good time, honey. You go have you a good time. But I'm talking about the ones be out there trying to surf and swim. If you know you ain't used to that type of water, don't take your butt out there in that water like that. I ain't trying to knock your vacation. I ain't trying. I don't play in the water. Those currents are dangerous. I don't play in water. I don't. I do not. I don't care how fun it look, how fun somebody. Oh, girl, we had a good time. It was keep the water. I'm not. I ain't parasailing. I ain't doing none of that, baby. I'ma stay safe. No, to say no, we don't do that. Look, I'm staying safe, baby. Uh-uh. The way I came is the way I'm trying to return. That would not be my story. I remember when me and my daughter, we went to Cancun, Mexico. And in Mexico, they got this thing where they could walk up, but they could jump down into this water. So I'm not a good swimmer. I remember when I almost drowned at this swimming pool. And I was like, if I jump in this water, I know it'll just be my faith that I will sink all the way to the bottom. So in my mind, I already know I'm not jumping off this thing. Me either, and I'm a Floridian. And I'm standing on solid ground. So my daughter, I say, listen. So they was like telling her, oh, if you jump right here, the water this way. If you jump over here, the water this. But what they did tell them, that the water was fidget cold. The water was real cold. They didn't tell them that the water was real, like cold, cold. So my daughter, she was like, okay, they was telling them like where the real deep parts was. So my daughter, I'm like, look now. So me and my daughter, we together. I say, look now, what we not finna do, you're not finna bring me on vacation, not to return. I say, you playing around in this water, you don't know nothing about this water. And if you jump off this thing, you better come up out that water. That's all I'm telling her. So my daughter, she get on the little thing. It's like real pretty, like the blue. You know how they take you in them little excursions. So she up on the thing and she jump. And when she jumps, she go down. I'm sitting there and I'm looking. She didn't immediately come back up, y'all. So I'm like, oh my God, like this girl ain't came up. It took her like a minute, y'all. And that thing I know, like, it seemed like a long time to me. It seemed like a long time to me. So by this time she came up and she sweat. But by the time when she came out the water, she was like, oh my God, that water was freezing cold. She said when she jumped in the water, she said it's like her body like went into like a shock, like because the water was so cold. She said she didn't know that the water was that cold. So basically, when she jumped in the water, her body went in shock. So she said immediately she had to snap out of it, and that's when she came up. See, they don't tell you all that stuff. We be going on all these excursions and Oh, it looked fun because you see somebody else doing it. But my daughter, she said her body went in shock when she jumped in the water because it was freezing cold. I'm like, girl, yeah, you could swim, but see, that's the stuff I be talking about. I ain't got time to be playing like that. The only place I can go is 6 feet, and my papa is right by me. Okay? I'm not, I don't care who by me. Papa, mama, anybody can be by me. I'm not playing in nobody's water. Definitely not playing in the water. But we definitely, that was a good topic about the MRI. So some of you may have to hit the replay and come back. And the questions were, have you ever had an MRI? If you had one, you put one. If you never had one, put two. Brothers Liberty, this cave by my house, we jumped in and it was literally 1 degrees. Whoa. Where is this? Did y'all not know the water was cold? Did y'all know the water wasn't cold? 1 degrees, that ain't good. That'll send your body into shock. I'm kind of over my time. I said 11 o'clock I was getting off. But like I said, this was a very informative story here. So that way now we know these things. And even if you know a friend or a family member, or even if you in a conversation, and someone may not know, everybody may not know this story, because you have a lot of people that don't watch the news. You got a lot of people that don't like the news, they don't watch the news and things like that. So if you running into someone that may, oh, okay, Kentucky, that may be getting a MRI, they hopefully they need to be very well educated on the situation or the pros and cons of having an MRI done, and the safety, special safety. Safety is important. All right, y'all, everyone. If you would like to, which news channels give the most info? Which news channel? I just watch any news. I don't even know if the news, well, I guess the place where they reported on it at. And one thing about news outlets, they don't really give the whole story because um, they don't did like with the unaliving. Like with my son, like when the news press used to come and ask me questions and I give my story, and then they'll reword your story. They will put things in and they will take things out. So the deliverance don't never be the deliverance don't never be what you have said to them. So any news channel outlet, they don't tell they don't give the full story of something, because they're reporting, they're giving a story. So they're writing up the story. See you tomorrow. So even in news reporting, they don't give the full story. All right, y'all. Well, I'm finna toodaloo up out of here. I'm finna get up off of here. But if you would like to um support me in super sticker, super chat, you can do that if you would like to. I did set a goal. They want it to sound good. Exactly. They definitely wanted this sound good. So I'll give it a little bit. 5. I'll get off at 11:10. I'll get off at 11:10. Give us a few minutes. If you would like to support the channel, give you time to support. Talk to you later, my girl. Mwah. Talk to you later too, Auntie. Thank you for coming in, chiming in. So, Kara, even if you know of someone that that's any of us. Now that we're educated on this about the MRI, because I've never known any of this. What is y'all back there doing? Don't say nothing. I don't want to hear that. Because I don't know why y'all think hitting each other is playing and it's not. I was going to get up at 11:10. I think all minds clear. You know how they say in church, all minds clear? All minds clear? Put a one if all minds clear. All minds clear. Let the church say amen. All minds clear. The benediction. So we can do the benediction. We all minds clear. I got 5 people in here. I need to know everybody minds clear. All right, ain't nobody saying nothing. So I know y'all listening. So since all minds are clear, we could do the benediction and we could get up out of here. Because I have things to do and I'm sure you all have things to do. You're working. Thank you for counting not. I be want to say that you're not counting not taking nothing, but y'all know how the church said robbery. Counting not robbery. It's sometimes the things that they say, right? Oh, thank you for your attendance. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for your support. Appreciate y'all. Terry, thank you again for the super chat. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. I really enjoy everyone and I appreciate y'all support. I thank y'all for coming in, supporting me, taking time out of your busy morning. But my schedule will be changing soon. So I definitely be coming back on probably like 8:30, a little earlier, because y'all know it'll be my little talks on my way to work. So oh, excuse me. This one cup of coffee don't be doing no justice, honey. So I got to cook. So I took something out. So I'm going to bake some chicken today. So I'm going to do some baked chicken. I don't really too much like fried foods. All right, y'all. All minds are clear. I'll talk to y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Cara, I see you over yonder at 3 o'clock. Make sure you tuned in. That's y'all tuned in. If y'all haven't followed me on TikTok, make sure y'all go over there and follow your girl. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, engage on my content. But if y'all would like to see my fun side, honey, I be dropping videos and everything else. So I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all hit replay. And we'll talk soon. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. But I'll be going live at 3 o'clock on TikTok live. So at 3 o'clock, meet me over there. Meet me there. Okay, I will follow you on TikTok. Thank you for the follow. My channel is Lolo088 Queen. So that's my TikTok channel. Lolo088 Queen. So don't meet me there, beat me there. So I see you at 3 o'clock. I'll be going live. It's a fun channel. So I play music. Everyone will drop they low, like drop where they from. And I do like music requests. Like what if you want to hear a song and you may see me dance a little bit, but I gotta figure out why I keep getting blocked. So I think I got to stop dancing. Cause my page keep getting restricted. Maybe I got to stop showing the back side of me and just show the front side of me. Cause I don't know what they thinking. I want them to think I'm a scripper. I want them to think I'm a scripper. over there. But we definitely be good vibes over there. We be playing music over there. All right. All right, y'all. My time is up. Again, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming in, chiming in. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, have a good one.